So we're here in the Dandara crypt, Temple of Hathor. In one of the crypts, the other crypts have all of the walls are missing in the other crypt, which almost looks identical in the layout. But here we have a lot of the walls that are intact. You see the guy offering the head of Hathor with the pot on top. Now we see what the Egyptologists call the Menat necklace. We have Hathor, but then we have these pots, right? 4 pots. Now I think these are Baghdad batteries, where you have the iron rod, copper coil, fill it with electrolytic fluid such as grape juice or other juice or other electrolytes, and we have the cables coming out. You would generate energy. Now we have the boat with the zigzag of water and the symbol of power. So remember, there's a boat there, 4 cables. They go into this symbol of power, the sphere, the circle. They go into a platform. So there's a platform where these cables go down into here into the platform, right? Boat, zigzag, Baghdad batteries. Now we go over here, and we have the infamous so-called Dandara light bulb. But first, what we see is Horus, or Har. Har is actually Horus, is Har, with the boat. So remember the boat from over there. This time you have the boat with a lotus blooming out of it. And coming out of the lotus is a serpent that's alive, a snake. So you, on the platform, boat. So out of that comes the serpent that's alive. Pieces are missing here, but we have a lot of it. In the other crypts, almost all of it is missing, which is sad. And it's this section that's missing from a lot of crypts. But then we have the platform here. Then the platform comes up here. We have the cable with a lotus blossoming, and out of the lotus, again, comes the serpent that's alive. So again, here we have a jet pillar, but it has the arms to say it's alive. It's a live system. Lotus again, but this would be insulation. So the cables go into the platform on that side of the mural, just literally over there, just over here. Then they go into the platform, they come up to the cable, then it opens to this serpent of power, could be electricity. And then over here, so we just go to this side, we have a similar thing, but there's a slight difference. Here the hands are inside, whereas here the hands are outside. And we have a strange thing here where a guy who looks like a baboon or something, I think it's the protective suit, he's holding 2 knives. Now if you follow these knives, his hands would reach these 2 hands, almost like 2 terminals, symbol of power. So if you just follow that there, he's going to touch these 2 hands. And that's probably why these hands are going in, like you're turning it on. But then there's a guy grounding here. So this is the snake. So remember the serpent, but this serpent is straight. It's not wobbly. This is actually a straight serpent. It's not alive. And the tail of this guy, or the tail of his suit, this is about the same size, if you look, as the cable. So you look at the cable, it's almost like saying this is a type of cable or something. I don't think it's a tail. I think it's symbolic. And he's being grounded, literally. That tail is being pinned down. The symbol of power is here, perfect circle kind of thing. That's not like a baboon's leg. This is it's all symbolic, saying this is power being grounded. Straight serpent, 2 knives. Then turn it on with the terminal. And then these hieroglyphs, I don't have the exact translation, but we have a rough translation of, you see the knife, and you see the knife. It's saying that these knives have the power to create life or death, so you need to be careful. It's not just creating death, but it can create life or death, so you need to be careful. So that would explain why he's grounded through electrical system. And all through this temple. So, it's the same thing here, where you have the lotus opening to the serpent that's alive, jet pillar alive, jet pillar alive, etc. But all through this temple. Another unexplained thing is, you see this? There's a completely different type of stone here than there is here. So this is really high quality. Or here is really high quality stone and hard to work with. And then just at this line and all above, it's completely different, almost like sandstone or something, right? Really soft, and it's at the same level, right? It's coming out at the same level. And this runs all the way through the crypt. And we call it a crypt because this is encrypted information. Only the elite priests were allowed down here. This is very secret. And then also down here, if we go down, we have the same thing. So this level, about here, all of this is a different stone. So along the whole crypt, this happens. So along the whole crypt, right? So along the whole crypt, we have this line of different stone. Now, how and why? there could be different explanations, but it's very baffling. And again, at the bottom, we have the same different stone, almost as if this has been placed on top. So all of this section placed on top. How does that make sense, or how and why? Different questions, different answers. But there's a theory that this would have been filled with water, right? This would have been filled with water up to this level in this crypt. Now, what's one of the best conductors of electricity? It's a bit dangerous, right? Very dangerous, but you can use water. Water will flow like electricity like for anything, right? And what do we have here? The symbol for water with the Baghdad batteries on the boats. So the water's moving, the flowing, the current is flowing. We still call it a current to this day. We call it an electricity current, like a river flowing with a current. We have the boat, we have the current, water, the symbol for water, like here is the symbol for water. And then theoretically, this crypt would have been filled with water. So maybe they actually had the device down here, reserved for the elite priests in the crypt, for the encrypted information. And then, you know, through the boat emerges the power from the water. You have lotuses and things. It's all symbolic. So very weird, very interesting temple. I think I've covered a lot of what I've discovered. Again, being offered is Hathor, but it's the pot, what I think is the Baghdad battery. And some of these, like this one, has a serpent coming out of it, just like this serpent. A serpent, right? That's like almost like a car door, but it's like, you know, I think it's like iron rod, copper coil. And over here, we have the main ones depicted. Iron rod, copper coil, electrolytic fluid, energy. Boat, water being offered here again. One with the serpent. But over here, we have a few different ones. Here, it looks like you got these braided cables, or almost like the ones coming out of the 4 pots. But here, the braided cables are being connected, right? So slightly different. We got the serpent here. So a pot with the serpent, a regular one, pot with the connecting cables. That's different to a pot, right? Got the feather, etc. But again, 2 regular pots, pot connecting cables, regular pot, and pot with a serpent, right? This says, I think this is for gold. I'll need to learn how to read actual hieroglyphs, but these are the pictorial representations as well of the actual story of what's going on. Hieroglyphs of gold, etc. So maybe saying use gold, which is also a good conductor. But again, this is like, you know, this is not hieroglyphic writing. This is a pictorial mural where they would say, if you ask an Egyptologist, they say that this is a necklace. They say it's a Menath necklace, but it's clearly not a Menath necklace. And this only appears about this big thing only appears about one of the time it's in this temple above ground. But again, this version here is like unique, and it's encrypted information. Literally, this is a crypt, not for dead people, not for tombs, really. They say offerings, maybe, you know, there's no sarcophagus here, there's nothing. This is encrypted information reserved for the elite priests. And like I say, on the other crypt, which is almost identical in the layout. So one last thing again, all of this level of the wall has been removed. Like where we have this line, and, you know, all of it's been hacked off, like they don't want us to see something. There's parts removed here, but this is just like bits and pieces. Like here's been removed, there's something here, you know. That's maybe a necklace here, you know. This, something else. But we have a version of this above ground, it's bigger, so we can probably see what this is, you know. But in the other crypts, almost everything's been removed, and there's a part that goes down, being down there. I'll join that video onto this one if I can, and you can see all of the walls down there. So we see this level here. This is down in the crypt. We have to go into the temple and go down. There's another level down again in the other crypt, which is interesting. Then it gets to a wall, and things are being hacked off. But yeah, I'm Anthony Manji Ashtar Ventura, aka. We are in the temple of Hathor, or Horus can be called Har, so Hathor, however you want to say it. Peace and blessings, infinite love. Come here.